Yes, welcome once again, everybody. Cannabis News with Joe Claretts, November 7th, 2018, presented as always by the Marijuana Times. Check us out at marijuanatimes.org. Click the video tab for the show. Of course, check out all the great writers, social media links, and more at marijuanatimes.org. Today, talking about Ohio, maybe adding new conditions to their medical marijuana program, their qualifying conditions list. California's begun issuing full licenses for recreational marijuana out there. Votes out of Wisconsin on several referendums that they had in various counties, dealing with various aspects of marijuana law reform, and a bonus story. We had a bonus story last night about a man named Sessions. We have a bonus story tonight about a man named Sessions. And spoiler alert, just like last night, it's good news. So all of that is coming up at first, of course. Cannabis News is brought to you by Natureside, nature-side.com. Check out their organic, all-natural pesticides at Natureside. Grow safe and poison-free. Don't use harmful chemicals and harmful pesticides on your grow. You want to use Natureside. You don't want to use banned pesticides. You don't want to use anything that's going to harm someone. So go check out nature-side.com, a proud sponsor of Cannabis News. They are awesome. Go check them out. This first story by Julia Granowitz at marijuanatimes.org. Ohio might consider adding opiate addiction to qualifying conditions for medical marijuana. Basically, when Ohio legalized medical marijuana, the legislature did that in 2016. They included a list of 21 qualifying conditions and a stipulation that the State Medical Board of Ohio would be required to review petitions for new conditions each year. Ohio is now accepting those petitions. They're submitted online through the Ohio Medical Marijuana Control Program website. The review of the detailed petitions will start on January 1st, and decisions for each required no later than June 30th of next year. Dr. F. Stewart Leeds is in the process of gathering all the information and research needed to submit a petition to the State Medical Board to add opiate addiction to the list of qualifying conditions. He said patients have been conducting their own self-experiments on a variety of street drugs for decades. They know more about what marijuana will do for their chronic pain and addiction problems than we do. Leeds practices and teaches family medicine at Wright State University outside of Dayton, Ohio. So it remains to be seen what will happen with Ohio. It's not what it could have been. It's an okay medical marijuana program. Hopefully it will be improved as time goes on, and hopefully that someday they'll have dispensaries and places where medical marijuana patients can actually go and get their medicine. The date for the start of the program was September 8th. That was, 2 months ago. And patients in Ohio are still waiting. They're going to continue to wait for at least a little while. No medical marijuana is supposed to be harvested in Ohio toward the end of the year. And hopefully things will pick up after that. And hopefully more qualifying conditions will be added. And hopefully what started as a small restrictive medical marijuana program can be grown into something bigger, as has happened in other states. This next story is from mjbizdaily.com. California begins issuing annual marijuana business licenses. The state issued its first annual cannabis business permits, doling out recreational cultivation licenses to forbidden fruit farms in Humboldt County, as well as one recreational and medicinal manufacturing permit to own edibles in the Bay Area. Cultivation licenses were issued by the State Department of Food and Agriculture, and the manufacturing permit by the Department of Public Health, because you need multiple agencies to get these to take care of it, these licenses. It's a very big job, apparently, and they got many agencies on the job in California. Until now, cannabis businesses have been operating with temporary licenses in California as the state prepared to implement a full annual licensing system. Many of the temporary permits are set to expire in the coming weeks. CDFA, which is the Department of Food and Agriculture, they said that they have reviewed a total of over 2,500 annual permit applications, while the Department of Public Health has received 373 annual applications for manufacturers. Spokespeople for the agencies said, or spokespeoples, whatever. In other words, California is on the move when it comes to recreational licensing, and I'm getting that rolling. So that's more good news as well. More progress, so we'll like to see here at Cannabis News. Wow, we're having lighting problems. Maybe it's a ghost. I don't know. Maybe it'll be the ghost that'll be my co-host the next show. A ghost co-host. Who has that? Not many people. If that don't set us apart, well, I don't know what will. This next story from jsonline.com, the Journal Sentinel. Voters in Wisconsin support all marijuana advisory referendums on Tuesday's ballot. All advisory referendums on marijuana use in Tuesday's general election. From approving medical purposes only to all out legalization for adults were supported by a solid majorities in 16 counties where they were placed on the ballot. Now, the successful campaigns for cannabis use in all corners of Wisconsin prompted longtime advocates to say they will try to meet soon with Governor-elect Tony Evers, a Democrat, and leaders of the GOP-controlled legislature to review the results and seek changes in state law. In other words, these referendums were non-binding, of course, but they want to kind of get a feel. Wow. And now the light has gone out. Maybe that. Now the ghost may just take me. I'm not going to stop the show and get a light bulb if that's what the problem is. We'll do it like this. We'll do it live on recording. You can still see what's going on. That's what's important. If it adds a spooky aura to it, well, pretend it's Halloween. Anyway, a solid majority of voters in 6 Wisconsin counties Tuesday told the legislature it was time to end the state's prohibition on marijuana use by adults. Again, non-binding. But they show state legislators and lawmakers that some work needs to be done and that the work is what they need to get on and get going. So progress in Wisconsin as well. Hey, we're 3 for 3. As promised, last night we had the bonus story after the election results. If you missed the election results, go check it out at marijuanatimes.org, the video and the article. And last night we ended the show with the bonus story of Pete Sessions losing his House seat. He's out of Congress, the roadblock to many marijuana bills getting to the floor in the House because of his position as the chairman of the House Rules Committee. Now he's gone. That was a great Sessions story. Well, guess what? I have another great Sessions story. Little bonus tonight from the Washington Post. Attorney General Jeff Sessions resigns at Trump's request. President Trump, of course, or Trump being, of course, President Trump, and resigns at Trump's request. How that is different from being fired by Trump, I'm not quite sure, but I'm sure there is a distinction, and that's the reason that they did it that way. But what the distinction is, I don't know. If your boss tells you to resign, they're firing you. But, semantics, I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's a way to save face. Maybe we can all act like it was Jeff Sessions' idea. Now, Jeff Sessions losing his job, something I predicted many, many times. I predicted it again in the very last episode. Now, I'm not going to claim to be Nostradamus. There's not a big, far-fetched prediction. The writing's been on a wall for quite a long time that Jeff Sessions was going to go. I even wrote an article about it several weeks ago about how even the people that are the kind of the mouthpieces for Trump on Fox News, they were bashing the holy crap out of Sessions any chance they got. Now, of course, all this has to do with the Russia investigation. But in the world of cannabis, it's great because Attorney General Jeff Sessions hates cannabis. He's pushed and prodded and done everything he could, including rescinding the Cole memo, to try to push his Department of Justice towards some sort of crackdown on legal marijuana in the states where it is legal. And now he is gone. This new guy, Matthew Whitaker, he was his chief of staff. Apparently he said some things about marijuana in the past, some favorable about medical marijuana, not so favorable about recreational marijuana. Whether or not an acting attorney general who just took over, he was chief of staff of the attorney general who just got resigned at the request of the president. It's just a much longer way of saying it, to be honest. If he's going to try to take on marijuana as a battle in whatever short time he has there, I seriously doubt. Trump tweeted out that he's going to pick someone more permanent at a later date. We have to see what that person brings to the table as far as cannabis. But we cannot be unhappy about Jeff Sessions being gone. So Pete Sessions, Jeff Sessions, we mentioned them together and separately in many, many episodes of this show, many articles at marijuanatimes.org. The dual Sessions brothers, who are not brothers because they're not related, blocking and threatening marijuana across the country and at the federal level. They're both gone. They're replaced by worse people. Well, then that's just the way things go, but I doubt it. I mean, who could be worse than Attorney General when it comes to marijuana than Jeff Sessions? Chris Christie. I mean, even he's recently said that, hey, maybe medical marijuana is not such a bad thing. I don't know. I really can't think of anybody else. I mean, Kevin Sabet, could he make Kevin Sabet Attorney General? That would be worse, clearly. But you'd be hard-pressed to find a long list of names that would be worse when it comes to marijuana law reform than Jeff Sessions. So, good riddance. Next episode, you see me, I have a new light bulb. It'll be awesome. The technology here is amazing. We'll have light and then camera. This is crazy. Thanks, everybody, for checking out the show. Continue to spread the word so we can afford to keep the lights on. This has been Cannabis News for November 7th. We'll continue to cover the election and more the rest of the week and going forward into the new Democratic majority of the House next year, what that means at the federal level. It all remains to be seen. Thank you for watching and listening. Search the Marijuana Times on Apple Podcasts for the audio-only version of the show. Thank you to Natureside, nature-side.com, and their organic all-natural pesticides. And thank you for watching and listening. We'll see you next time right here on Cannabis News.